Overrated is a term that's used a lot in the wrestling community, like this video. Today I'm going to be going over some wrestlers that I consider overrated. Some massively, some not so much. I'll explain.
I want your soul.
The first one I'm going to say, Dwayne. I am not a big fan of this dude, largely due to my first experience with him. Was like, I was rooting against him, because little me was definitely on Cena's side and CM Punk's side during those feuds. And I think they both, what's the term that people say, they cooked him. He got destroyed on the mic. He really should have lost every time, but whatever. God forbid putting over. Anyway, I don't know. I think he's solid in the ring, and on the mic, he's not all that. He's not that special. He's got the charisma, the charm. He knows how to hype up a crowd, and that's good. But like, when it comes to like cutting promos against, I feel like other people can really outdo him in a promo, and I feel like he's the same every time he comes out. He does this, especially now. Literally, CM Punk was mocking him for that, slapping his forearm, talking about goosebumps. And
I would love to say all of this to your face, but you have not graced us with your presence to do your bullshit, to hit your arm.
He just says the same crap all the time. Yeah, he could be funny, but that's pretty much it.
He says, who hotter than Top Dollar? A lot, yeah.
So, I like LA Knight, I do, but people just think he's this A+. I'm gonna pull out the Stephanie McMahon card, the Triple H card.
You are a B+ player.
He's like a B+, or maybe even like B-. I don't know. He's solid, but he's not really anything special. I'm glad he naturally got over. That's awesome. Which brings me to the next person. Another person who got themselves naturally over was Jey Uso. I don't think Jey Uso is a main event player. I get that's his nickname and all, but that's whatever. I don't think he's anything too special. To me, he's just a walking catchphrase, to be honest. Similar to LA Knight, but not as good as LA Knight. He's super over with the crowd, so that's awesome, but I don't know, his promos are just fine, I guess, and his matches kind of feel the same. I don't know. I just don't think he has what it takes to main event WrestleMania. I'm still shocked that they gave him the Rumble win. I don't want to see Jey versus Gunther again. It's been the same thing every week. It's just, I'm tired of this. I wasn't hyped at the start. I'm not hyped now.
And you always will be street trash.
Speaking of Gunther, I have him up next. Now, I'm probably, so far, out of everybody I've mentioned, or just the whole list, I'm the biggest fan of Gunther. But he is a little one-dimensional type of thing. I love watching his matches. They're definitely great. I think that's the best thing about him is his in-ring ability. But his character isn't really there. And his promos are like fine. They're definitely improving over time. I can appreciate that. This World Heavyweight Championship reign has been very flat. It's mediocre. I don't know. I loved him as Intercontinental Champion, but I don't know. But again, I am a big fan of him.
I like unpredictable. Rhea Ripley is unpredictable.
Up next, we have Rhea Ripley. Now, this one is... It sucks because I was a huge Rhea Ripley fan for years, honestly, since NXT UK. But up until around the time where Dom and Rhea split, I was like, just, it's time to give somebody else the spotlight, which they did. Liv Morgan finally got a chance to shine, but that was only due to injury, but it's besides the point. Liv Morgan carried the women's division, good for her. But Rhea Ripley, man, it's just, she's great, but I see people naming her as like the greatest, just like, I see people saying she's the best in the division, nobody comes close. I'm just like, really? No, there are definitely better wrestlers and all that. And I think she can cut decent promos. She's a great in-ring for sure. Her character, I feel like it works, but I wonder for how long. I don't want it to feel so repetitive. I want something new for Rhea right now. I don't know what they could do, but no, I'm definitely a bigger Rhea fan than Gunther, to be honest.
Champions, the man is gonna be the boss's bitch.
Talking about being a huge fan at first, now not so much. I'm gonna say Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné. I was such a huge fan back in like 2015 to 2017. Not anymore. She just pisses me off more than anything else. Her ego is not like I don't want to say turn off because I'm not turned on or anything, but it's like an ick. Why are you so full of yourself? I don't know if it's her character. I think it's just her. You're not even all that. She's a good wrestler, but I don't like her character. Oh god, she can't cut a promo to save her life. I don't know. She isn't all that. She is also kind of one-dimensional. She's just boring. She can wrestle and that's it. And she says she's like the greatest women's wrestler or something like that today or all time. I don't know. I started laughing. That's pathetic.
Little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son.
Up next, Roman Reigns. People are not going to like this one. Roman Reigns, I have never cared too much about to begin with. He was my least favorite member in the Shield. When they split up, he was my least favorite. He still is. It's just, I don't know. He's a great wrestler in ring. I will admit that his matches are very fun to watch. But I don't think Roman Reigns can really hold his own in a promo. He was horrible as a babyface. When he aligned himself with Paul Heyman did all the talking. And even now, I don't think Roman Reigns really cuts. I can't think of a good Roman Reigns promo. He's had decent ones, but overall, he really can't cut a great promo. That's just my opinion. And the big dog, trash. This tribal chief gimmick and the whole bloodline since 2020. I was never too invested in it, to be honest. But of course, that's all preference. I know everybody calls it cinema and all that. But to me, it really didn't hit. I felt dragged on, to be honest. But that's just me. Right now, this original tribal chief stuff, I wish Solo had won. I thought that would have been really good for Solo, but of course Roman's the bigger name, he's a star, whatever. Screw it for fun. I'm gonna throw in a commentator.
Happen. Little yeeting here, little yeeting there, yeeting all over the place.
Pat McAfee. Not entertaining. He's annoying. Can't stand him. I'm glad he hypes up the crowd. Cool, but God, I hate listening to him on commentary. I can't. He's just not funny to me. He's so annoying. That's besides the point. Just wanted to throw that in. There's some overrated wrestlers in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.